Hey everyone, welcome to Yoga with Maria. I'm Maria and today we're practicing some Yin Yoga poses. Yin style yoga is a quieter and more introspective practice that targets the connective tissue in the body. If you're looking for a deep release, this is a practice that is definitely worth exploring. Today we need 2 blocks and a blanket. Grab your things, make sure you're subscribed to my channel, and let's get started. Alright yogis, so when we practice Yin Yoga, this practice is based on the fact that you hold these postures. They're set up to be more passive type postures, but you hold them for anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. So I'm going to show you a nice little sequence that you can practice in this order, and we'll show you how to set up the props in this way, and then you can pause the video and set a little timer for the appropriate time, and I'll walk you through how much time that should be. So we're going to start with a practice or a posture called heart bench. So you need 2 blocks for this one, and you'll take 1 block and put it on the medium setting in the long way, and then you'll take the other block on the highest setting and place it behind that. Bring the hips in front of both blocks, and then you're going to come to lie back and set up the longer block underneath your shoulder blades. And then as you lean back, the block that's a little bit higher will come behind the head so the head has a headrest. And then the arms can come to the sides is what I recommend. You can bend the knees, and this will be a little bit less intense, or you can take the arm or the legs long. Really, whether the legs are long or bent, it will probably depend per person. So there's no extra benefit of having the leg long or bent. Do what feels better for you, and specifically your back or your low back. And make sure that whatever you choose is something that you feel like you could stay in for about 5 minutes. And that's how long you'll want to hold this first posture, is for 5 minutes. So if you want to do the practice today, pause the video here and set a timer for 5 minutes for this first posture called heart bench. And then to come out of it, you'll bend the knees and use the hands to lift yourself over to the left side. Just roll to one side and stay there for a moment. And then you'll press yourself up to sit. Good, and then we'll move 1 block to either side of the mat. The next posture we're going to take is a supine twist. So this one will start out laying on our back. So if you're sitting up, catch yourself behind the knees and roll yourself onto your back. There's a couple ways you can practice this one, so I'll show you both. You'll hug the knees in towards the chest, both knees for this one, and then you'll let both knees fall over to the left side. And then you'll take the gaze over to the right. From here, the arms can just try to find a lot of space for the arms. So reach the arms in opposite directions. Be okay with taking up space here. This is one way to do this with both knees. If this is a little bit harder to find, you can always take another version. And for this one, we'll lay the left leg long and just hug the right knee into the chest. And then you can just take the knee across the body. This twist can often feel a little bit more intense, so something that might be nice to do is to place a block underneath your right knee, and then the gaze will still go to the left. Although if you have tension in the neck when you look the opposite way, you can always just take the gaze straight up to the ceiling, or let the head face upward. For all of these, we're here for a long enough amount of time that it's kind of nice to close the eyes or just let the eyelids be heavy, whatever feels right for you. So this block can go here. We can even go in a higher setting to give you support. a pillow underneath the knee could also be an alternative for this. So you'll stay on one side for 3 minutes, and then you'll take the other side for 3 minutes. So just to give you an idea of what that looks like, both knees coming into the chest if you want to take that first version, and they'll fall over to your right, and the gaze will come to the left, and you'll stay again here for 3 minutes. Or just pick one or the other. There's no need to do both of these for 3 minutes, or you'll leave the right leg long and hug the left knee into the chest, and then you've got this block over here. You can roll over to your right side and the gaze would come to the left, or you can just let the head rest on the back of the head. Good, so 3 minutes on either side. And then to come out of it, you'll just come back through center and let the legs be long. And then you'll just roll over to your left side and press yourself up to a seat. And then we'll move into our next posture, which is a hip opener. So you might like to have a blanket for the seat. This one is known as a Baddha Konasana, or sometimes in Yin Yoga we call it butterfly pose. The soles of the feet come to touch. If it's hard for you to sit up in this posture, you can take a blanket, like I said, underneath the seat, or anything that helps you lift the seat and give you a little bit more comfort in sitting up here. And so the closer you pull the heels towards the seat, you're gonna get more of an opening in the inner legs. And then, but this isn't always gonna work for everyone. Let's show it here. So we'll take a block out in front of us, and then you'll just fold forward, and maybe the forehead can rest on a block. And remember, you're gonna stay in this for about 5 minutes. So you definitely want this to be, you don't want to be overstretching or feeling like you're really having to work to get into a posture. You want to create structures for yourself, like the blocks, so that you can kind of really let go and release. And you'll notice as you stay in these postures for a bit of time, what begins as, comfortable or what even might feel easy, after maybe like the 90-second mark, it may start to feel really spicy. The magic of Yin Yoga is about halfway through the amount of time, probably like 2.5 minutes, something kind of happens where the body really does start to release, and you can start to feel that. Although I've experienced certain postures in a yin practice where the whole time it feels a bit like a struggle, and I have to really mentally focus in on the breath. So as you work through these postures, know that you want to start out really supported, and you can always, if you feel like you want to, bring the forehead lower, for example, in this one, you can. If this posture really isn't accessible, you can always move the heels further away from the body. However, this is going to be a little bit more of a forward fold, and you'll just bring the hands forward. Again, a block might be nice under the forehead. Try to find a place where you're feeling, in this one you'll feel it probably a little bit more in the outer edges of the legs and the hips, and you'll feel an opening in the back because it's a little bit more of a forward fold. But try to find a place where it's not, you don't want to be straining at the very beginning, right when you get into the posture. You want to feel pretty supported. A place where you can maintain an easy and comfortable breath. That's the key. And just know that because you're spending more time in these postures, that's what will do the opening. This is about, the effort here is taking the time rather than trying to put the effort in our own bodies of there's the other styles of yoga where we do build a little bit more strength, and we practice standing poses that build the muscles of the legs and the arms. The effort here is actually just the commitment to taking time to stay in these poses. So that's our hip opener. And then the last thing you always want to do after a yin practice is Shavasana. So you can give yourself support with maybe a blanket under the knees, but you don't have to. This can just be coming to our corpse pose, laying down fully on the back, arms come away from the body, palms face up, eyes close, and the body gets heavy. And you can stay in this Shavasana for maybe even up to 10 minutes. At least 5 minutes. Don't go less than 5 minutes, but definitely up to 10 minutes. And you may feel that the body is craving a 10-minute Shavasana after a yin practice. Thank you so much for joining me for this Yin Yoga Pose video. After you practice Yin Yoga, make sure you drink lots of water. Namaste, yogis. As we've just discovered together, Yin Yoga is a practice of surrendering, releasing, and softening. And this is a really great place to be coming from or starting from when practicing meditation. And a great meditation or guided meditation that's available is my grounding meditation right here on YouTube. You can just click on the box right here, and I'll see you there.